Hi guys, welcome to youtube.com/Adam McKola. This is the final match preview of the season ahead of Manchester United against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. The final will take place exactly 12 years after Chelsea beat Manchester United in extra time. But we have played Chelsea twice in cup finals, beating them once in 1994 4-0. So at the moment, it's 1-1. Who will make it 2-1 in cup final victories? I'm really looking forward to this one. Ever since I was a little lad, I have absolutely adored the FA Cup and I still love it as well. I cannot wait to be in that stadium because you might have guessed, that's a green screen. In that stadium, cheering on Manchester United to hopefully a record equaling 13th FA Cup trophy. Come on, Reds. Anyway, before we get stuck into the preview, I've got a quick commercial seal to shout out. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more later, but the link is in the description below. And while you're listening to this preview, hit that link, download the app, follow me at Adam McKola, and I'll tell you a little bit more later on that one. But for now, guys, let's talk about the FA Cup final. Now, the first question I want to ask everybody, is it a successful season if we win just the FA Cup? Now, because as you know, we finished second in the Premier League. That was confirmed. The league's over now. We have finished second. We got Champions League qualification in the bag as well. We got knocked out of the last 16 of the Champions League against Sevilla in disastrous circumstances. It kind of felt like that defeat against Sevilla saw a real dip in the atmosphere and the feel amongst Manchester United fans. And in the Carling Cup, the Capital One Cup, whatever you want to call it, we were beaten by Bristol City in the quarter-finals. Now, we won that cup last season, and you can always take getting knocked out of that competition, and results like the Bristol City one happen. I mean, they even gave Manchester City, the best team in the world, a decent game as well. So those things can happen, but the main disappointment was some of the performances in the league, and of course those performances against Sevilla rather in the Champions League. But nevertheless, when you look at it purely in black and white, and you look at the numbers and you look at the stats and you look at the league position and everything else, Manchester United's season has been one of progression. We've gone from 6th to 2nd, and that has to be, you have to give Jose Mourinho credit for that, because we signed a couple of players. We replaced Zlatan with Lukaku. Obviously we had Zlatan for a bit, but he never ever played. We brought Matic in. Of course we brought Lindelof in, who I think, although he started off shaky, he has got better as the season has progressed. And of course, who else was it? Matic, Lukaku. We didn't get the 4th signing in the summer. We got the 4th signing in January, which was Sanchez. Another great signing as well, which we'll get more of next season, I think, after a pre-season. Still a key player for Manchester United, though, in this cup final. So just to cut to the chase, it has been a season of progression, both on the pitch and off the pitch, although there's a little bit of discontent. And this is why games like this FA Cup final are a great game to have at the end of the season, if you win them. And that's why it kind of is important. Of course, you look back, you've won silverware, and Jose Mourinho can point to the fact that he's won every single trophy at Manchester United, apart from the Premier League and the Champions League if we win the FA Cup. So you could look at it as a successful season, with or without the cup though, I think. Because it's hard, and I agree with what Jose Mourinho said in his press conference, it's hard to really judge a season on just one single game, although that one single game can change the way your season is perceived. Nevertheless, victory is important for Manchester United. It's always important to win in cup finals, and I don't like the fact that Arsenal have one more FA Cup than us, so we have to make sure that our name is on that trophy again. Now, Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho is a feud and a battle that has heated up throughout the season. Now, we've heard of them two going at each other. It was started by Conte, to be fair, and then when Jose reacted, he acted like, oh, Jose, why is Jose going for me? Mate, you started it. We know you started it. And Jose Mourinho, to be fair to him, I love some of the stuff he was copied out with, the stuff about match fixing, this, that and the other. It was absolutely glorious. Glorious. Conte was pulling his hair out. And at that point, Manchester United and Chelsea were neck and neck kind of for that second race. We all thought Man City had won the league, but who finished second? I thought it was between United and Chelsea. It turned out to be between United and Spurs or Liverpool, but it was at that moment where that kind of battle, and then Chelsea went on an awful run where they lost a fair few games and they couldn't win for love nor money. And Jose Mourinho definitely come out on top in that battle. But in head-to-heads, Antonio Conte has got the better of him. Of course, we have won in the 2 games at Old Trafford, but in the cup fixtures and that 4-0 victory, Antonio Conte got the better of Jose Mourinho. So this is a big battle, and whoever takes the trophy obviously will look better and will come out on top. But much like Louis van Gaal, Antonio Conte, even if he wins the FA Cup, will likely lose his job because of the fact they've missed out on the Champions League. And that kind of shows you where the FA Cup stands in priority for these bigger clubs. Yes, it's a trophy. Yes, to fans like me who have grown up on the FA Cup and really look forward to finals. I remember watching, obviously I was alive for the night, the final against Crystal Palace and Sir Alex's first trophy. I was alive for that one, but I can't remember that one. The one that I remember first was that one against Chelsea United, for which we won 4-0. Cantona scored 2 penalties. Hughes and McKola was pissing down with rain. That is the game for me, and that team for me, that 94 team, I think because of that is still one of my favourites. And then we had the 95 final where we lost against Everton, the 96 final where we beat Liverpool thanks to that late Cantona goals. And I just remember the build-up to finals. It was absolutely everything. And if you weren't lucky enough to get a ticket to the final, you watched it on television and you watched the build-up to it all throughout the day, and the pictures of the coaches coming into the stadium from a bird's eye view. Things like that, I absolutely loved them, and I still love the FA Cup. So I really hope United do win it this time around. And me and my brother are going to be in the in the United end. And there's nothing better than winning a cup final at Wembley. There really isn't. So Jose Mourinho gave his team news today. And Jose Mourinho's team news was that Anthony Martial is fit. We thought he was going to start in the final game against Watford. He was scheduled to start. Jose Mourinho had confirmed as much. And then he pulled up with an injury a day before in training. But Jose said he's been past fit for this game, which is a big boost, because he's also saying Romelu Lukaku isn't a certainty yet and we have to wait until the last minute. Now, that could be mind games. Jose Mourinho could be saying that just to leave Chelsea's defenders, Chelsea's manager, unsure on how we set up, because with and without Romelu Lukaku, Manchester United are a very different side. Because if we're without Romelu Lukaku, then one of Martial and Lukaku or Rashford are guaranteed to start. And if they start in that number 9 position, they're different kind of number 9s to Romelu Lukaku. And I think with the way Jose Mourinho plays, the style of football he plays, his number 9s are important to him. That's why you look at them, he very rarely drops his number 9s. He did it with Zlatan, he's done it with Lukaku. And apart from that injury and a few times when, you know, Capital One Cup games or whatnot, Romelu Lukaku has been starting. So if he's fit, he will definitely start. But I do think it could be a little bit of mind games with Jose Mourinho. But that's the only question mark over fitness for Manchester United. Now, you've heard the team news. This is my predicted 11 for the game. I've gone with David De Gea in goal, Valencia, Smalling, Jones and Young, Matic, Herrera and Pogba, Lingard, Alexis and Romelu Lukaku. Like I said, I think Jose is playing a few mind games with Chelsea, and I think he's gonna bring Romelu Lukaku out. Chelsea have a clean bill of health, apart from the long-term injuries that they have in Danny Drinkwater and David Luiz, who are out for the foreseeable future. So they will have, you know, a strong selection for them as well. Talking about Chelsea though, now they have been hit and miss this season. Obviously their league position says that most definitely, but also Chelsea just, they haven't, like, they are depicting their manager at the moment. Their manager looks like someone that doesn't want to be there, isn't happy with the way things going. You kind of sense that with some of the transfers that Chelsea were making. They weren't Antonio Conte signings, the likes of Barkley, Drinkwater. I'm sure he would have rather other signings. You heard of him being happy about Romelu Lukaku coming in and that one falling through. And it seems like Chelsea have failed him in certain areas in terms of bringing in players, and he lost his head because of it. But I think they're really dangerous in this game. You look at them, they lost 3-0 against Newcastle. in a league game that they had pretty much nothing to play for. But this, like, it kind of all goes out the window, because whether Conte is going to be there or not, the manager will want to win the trophy, because if he's going to leave, I think he's going to leave regardless. And he will want to be able to say, I've won the Premier League and the FA Cup in the 2 years I've been there, which would be pretty successful, to be honest. And I think the players as well, even if they're not playing for the manager or whatever at this moment in time, or they're not happy with the way things are, they're going to play for another trophy. They're going to play for another medal to add to their honours list. So I think that form all goes out of the window. You look at some of the players that Chelsea have. It could be Kante, Fabregas in the midfield, Willian. I guess Giroud's going to start, although obviously Morata's there as well, and he's a possibility. Pedro's another player who is again a player that can turn it on in any day. And didn't he score against us in the Champions League final for Barcelona? I've kind of wiped them out of my memory. But like, they have players that can cause us problems on the day from set pieces. We've seen the likes of Marcos Alonso can score goals as well. So Chelsea are definitely a team that can trouble us, but I think we can trouble them too. And that midfield battle is definitely a key area. I would like to see us go with Matic, Herrera and Pogba, and try and win that battle in there. If Herrera is going to be stuck on Eden Hazard, who's obviously Chelsea's key man and key player, and the man that's going to cause most of the problems for Manchester United, if he's going to be stuck on a job on him again, then you've got that Fabregas Kante against Matic and Pogba. And I'd be quietly confident that those could win that battle. If you remember Pogba in the semi-final against Tottenham, he beasted Dembele. He was fantastic throughout that game. Dembele had a shocker because of it. And I would hope for a similar job from Paul Pogba, a similar performance. You look at Alexis Sanchez's goal-scoring record at Wembley as well. Absolutely phenomenal record. I think he's got a goal a game average there. So we're going into the game with players that are confident that they can do a job, that they've done the job there before. We know Wembley. Jesse Lingard loves a goal there. Can remember Anthony Martial's winner against Everton in the semi-final. And you think of those moments, and the team will be inspired by them. But you've also got to take into consideration the opposition are absolutely fantastic as well. In the last two finals that we've played there, we've played Palace and Southampton. And to be fair to those two sides, they're not Chelsea. We know Chelsea are capable of doing a job. So everybody needs to turn up. And I know it would worry me that we might need a goal to get going again, like we kind of did against Spurs and we have done in other big games, needing a goal to get going. We need to start straight away, hit the ground running, get going quick, and really take the game to Chelsea, because if we do that, I think their confidence will crumble quickly. We can silence their half of the stadium, and I want an enjoyable day. Of course, if you're winning, it's a last-minute winner, it's enjoyable. But how nice would it be if it's 2-0, 3-0 going into the last 20 minutes and we can all have a sing-song and enjoy the season out? Of course, though, that's not what I'm predicting. And I'll give you my predictions shortly, because we are now going to go into a little bit of a commercial seal, as this preview is sponsored by the guys at BetBull. Now, I've got something for you guys that are over 18. BetBull have obviously sponsored this preview, so a cheeky little commercial seal. Now, when you download the app, the link is in the description below. You can get it on Android and on Apple. Download the app, search for Adam McKola, follow me as one of your tipsters. You can check out my bets, see how much money I'm losing, etc, etc. And also, you can check out other free independent tipsters as well. Guys, there's like a ranking and stuff like that, so you can see who the best ones are and you can steal their bets, place their bets, enjoy their winnings as well. So check that out too. Remember, T's and C's apply. You have to be over 18. You get £20 free when you bet £20, so that's great if you're a new customer. And also, while you're here, I want to show you a little something that I absolutely love about this app. Now, first of all, check this out. This is the bet that I'm putting on. I've gone for Real Madrid to beat Liverpool. Obviously, that's what we've got our fingers crossed on. Come on, Ronnie, make sure you come through. My prediction for the United game is that United win. I've gone for a few in La Liga in the final weekend of the season. I've gone for Sevilla and Valencia to get a home win. Also gone for Napoli to beat Crotone at home, and Paris Saint-Germain to beat Kane away from home. Now, I know they lost their last game recently, so their odds have raised up a little bit. So I've gone for that in my bet and I've put £5 on it. But what's happened is it's given me my odds and then it's let me spin the wheel. Now when you spin the wheel, you can get your odds boosted like 5%, 10%, 20%, 25%, whatever. Now I got 5% boost. I don't mind that, it's 5% extra, but you guys could get a little bit more. So that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, I am predicting a Manchester United win in this game. I think it's going to be 1-0 to Manchester United. And I'm going with Anthony Martial to score a late winner. I'm hoping it comes inside 90 minutes, so I get my bet and that comes through. But it could be in extra time. It could be in extra time. And to be totally honest with you, after the amount of money we've had to spend on our tickets, I wouldn't mind that at all, because pay like £115 each face value for tickets that were £65 in the last game. Absolute crazy. So if it goes to extra time, at least I get £1 a minute. As long as United win, I don't mind about that. Now remember, if you follow me as well on here, on BetBall, I'll be using it throughout the World Cup and been doing some few things with BetBall. So you'll be able to follow me then and check out my bets for the World Cup. So yeah, thanks guys. So yeah, there you have it guys. Thanks for tuning in to my FA Cup final preview. The final preview of the season. Now if you only watch my previews and you don't watch the other content on my channel, you won't know that I do loads of other things apart from the previews and the reviews of games. I also do transfer streams, gaming content, match day vlogs, vlogs of other sports, all that kind of stuff. And in the summer, I'm going to be cranking that up. I'm going to have World Cup content, transfer content, vlog content, all sorts. And I'm hopefully going to be going to the pre-season tour as well. So this is the place to be. This and Full-Time Devils, obviously. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Who is going to win at Wembley? Who do you want to see in Manchester United's 11? Who do you fear most from Chelsea? And what is your score prediction for the game? Get your comments in the comments below. And for now, I've been McKola. I'm out of here.